Hey all, welcome to Share Trek. This is Raj here. Friends, today we're not going to talk about genomics or diseases or anything. Today I'm very happy and proud to share something my younger brother Kumar is going to do very shortly. He's going on a motorbike trip to some high elevations. I would like him to talk about it in greater detail. And I bet many of you out there are bike enthusiasts and you know the importance of this particular trek that Kumar is going to talk about. So I wish that you could continue watching till the end and you'll get something interesting. So welcome, Kumar. Welcome to Share Trek.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Kumar, I was very intrigued when you said that you're going on this bike trip to Ladakh. So I believe Ladakh is in high elevation, so there's going to be low oxygen. It's some of the most popular route among bikers. It's a bucket list item for many bikers. And you have
Correct.
been a bike enthusiast all along. So I'm going to hand over the scene to you and you can walk us through what you plan to do and what bike you're going to use and so on and so forth. So take it
Great.
away,
Great.
Kumar.
Thank you. Thank you. Sure. It's very excited about going on this trip. It's been on my bucket list as well. I think this has to be done at least once. So had a long wait till now when I could do it. Occupation kept me busy because this kind of a trip usually takes around 10 to 15 days. And to take out that kind of a time in a professional career becomes difficult because it's a difficult ride. It's not about the machine, it's about the person most probably. Because from what I have, this is my first trip, so I have been doing a lot of research on what is involved, what has to be done, how it has to be done, and what are the challenges that you face, what is the kind of terrain you are going to go into, what are the vehicles, what precautions you have to take. All of it I have been doing my research so that I'm well prepared when I get into the trip. So basically, the fun thing that comes out is it's not about the vehicle, it's about the driver, how good a driver you are. So because many people have gone on a 100cc bike on this trip and they have managed to do it properly. So it's not about the bike, but as long as you have a good bike and a bit of a powerful bike, it's great. It will help you only. It will make the ride that much easier. But end of the day, it's the rider. So that's where the whole challenge comes in. And why the challenge? Because as you know, Leh Ladakh is in the northernmost part of India, and it's part of the Himalayas. So these are all Himalayan region. So when you look at the Ladakh side, it's all Himalayan region. So it's all mountainous. It's fully mountainous, and they are border regions. So basically, the roads here are built. Most of the roads in the interiors are closer to the border are built by the Border Roads Organization, which has the authority to build it. So it's through tough hilly terrain that they have built it. So you won't find a straight stretch easily. It will always be winding because it's moving up a mountain or coming down a mountain. So it will
Right.
take the curves of the mountains and it will go. So you actually cross 3 or 4 mountains by roads, by going from one peak to another peak and then again down and then another peak. That's the kind of terrain that you have. Plus, it's got snow. And 6 months of the year, the place is closed for tourists and others because it's covered by snow. You
Right.
cannot do anything. You cannot drive. The roads are not there. It's all covered by snow. So then they open it only from say somewhere around April till September. It is open, where summer or rain comes in, and then again winter starts. And even during these period, many a time the roads are closed. The
Yes.
reason being there could either be a land slide or there could be some snow burst or a heavy cloud burst because these are on a higher region. The cloud burst incidents are more because the clouds hit the mountains more sooner. And what this does is the roads in many places you have running streams through which you have to drive because the roads are just washed away. It's continuous flow of water. And on top of it, the way it is, it's at a higher elevation. It's got around, it has the top 3 motorable passes in the world, this particular route. The top one, which has recently been opened around a year or two back, is Umlingla Pass, which is the highest. It's, I think, close to around 19,000 feet above sea level. And the challenge is to do the full ride. And it's not about the destinations that you're going to stop or the points you're going to stop, because many of the routes that they take have different destinations that you stay in. But it's a route that you take and the challenge that you enjoy of driving. Because on a Uh, to give you a basic idea about what is the kind of challenges, say from Delhi to Chandigarh, if we have to go, it's a proper motorable, normal national highway kind of a road. So that's around 250 kilometers odd. Now, if 250 kilometers on those roads, you can easily cover it in around 4 to 5 hours time. Easily, with multiple stops and everything, but still you can easily cover it. But the same 250 kilometers in Leh Ladakh will take you more than 8 hours,
Yeah.
because there will be a lot of places where you cannot drive fast. There is no straight stretches, and the condition of the roads keep changing over a period of time. There are different terrains. Sometimes there are snow, there's water flowing through. Sometimes it is a off-road kind of a road. So you
I
have to go through all
I
these roads.
recently I recently saw a video after you mentioned that you're going to Leh Ladakh, right?
Uh-huh.
I was definitely concerned. So I thought, let me look at what the terrain is like and so that I could give you some brotherly advice on how to be careful.
Uh,
So I looked up a Leh Ladakh video. And what I saw there was that there is a lot of snow on the mountains. And in some places, when two buses come across each other, they have to decide who is going to go past, and one
correct.
has to wait and the other has to squeeze past, almost literally touching each other. So there are some parts which are so narrow, and there are some parts in between where the road is not really good. And who can blame them, because there is snow and then there is heat and
Correct.
water. So there are potholes and all in some small stretches, and then there are really good roads. And again, single roads, double roads which have become single roads because of either avalanche or snowfall or whatever.
Correct.
So and also it's going up and down, and it is hugging along a mountain. So it's
Correct.
always curving around and down and all that. So it's scary to
No,
say the
but the
least.
view that you get in those
Oh
areas,
yeah,
if
it's
you look at
amazing.
the view, it's a view of a lifetime.
Yes.
And you're actually riding on a bike on that view on a consistent basis over a period of time. It's just fantastic experience.
Yeah. It's a lifetime experience.
Absolutely. And the basic point is Leh.
Yes.
Leh is the main point where people go for these kind of rides. So there are
So
multiple ways you can do
why
this
don't I
ride.
put the map across, Kumar? It will be easy for you to explain us.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah. So here is the map.
Okay. So if you look at it, our trip is going from Delhi. We will be taking our bikes to Delhi, and
Yeah.
from Delhi we will start our ride. And we'll first go to Chandigarh, which is around 244 kilometers from Delhi. This will
Yes.
be a ride, and from there we are going to go to Dharamshala.
Right.
Dharamshala is again in Himachal,
Himachal
and
Pradesh. That's the Dalai Lama's
that is Dalai Lama's.
Dalai
McLeod
Lama's
Ganj is
place.
where Dalai Lama's palace is there, and that's where Dharamshala is the name of the district. From Dharamshala, we'll be going to Jammu.
Hold on,
That's in,
Kumar. How long will
yeah,
it take you to go from Delhi to Chandigarh? Like it will be a day's work,
it'll hardly be 4 to 5 hours maximum.
4 to 5 hours maximum.
That's it.
Okay. And
And
likewise for Dharamshala.
Dharamshala will be slightly more because once you reach Kangra,
Yeah.
that district of Kangra next to it is Dharamshala,
Right.
then you get into the hilly regions because Dharamshala is also part of the Himalayan
Okay.
area. So it's a fully mountainous region with very narrow roads.
Right.
Okay, from there we are going into Jammu, which is a developed kind of a state area, and that will be an easy ride. It's a very small ride of 190 kilometers. That should not take us more than 2 to 3 hours. And from Jammu, we'll be going to Srinagar.
Yes.
That's again a 248-kilometer ride. So that's also not expected to take not to be a difficult part because it's a normal national highway road kind of a scenario. And the season is not winter, so we don't expect snow on the road. So it will be a good ride. That again should be another 5 hours maximum. And from Srinagar, we are going to go to Kargil.
Okay.
This is we decided that we'll do Kargil and we'll wear special T-shirts for that ride so that we had this Kargil memorial there, which is a main point of visit that we
Right.
have for getting into Kargil. So that's our next point. And from Kargil, we will be going to Leh.
Got
Okay.
it.
Now Leh is part of Ladakh. So in this, if you look at it, Delhi is part of National Capital Region. Chandigarh is a union territory. Dharamshala is part of Himachal Pradesh. Then we are getting into Jammu, and then we are getting into the Srinagar Valley. Then we are getting into Leh, which is part of Ladakh. So three different states already we would have crossed, three to
Right.
four.
Right.
And Leh is a point where we are going to put a stop. And as of now, the plans can change here because it depends on the climate condition, the kind of state of travel and everything, that we may make some changes to the trip. As to instead of coming back to Leh, we may stay in Nubra Valley or something like that.
Right.
So from Leh, we are planning three different trips, wherein one is to a place called Turtuk, which was till I think 62 or something was with Pakistan, and it was taken over after the war. It became part of India, and now it's on the border. Many
Right.
of these are border regions of India and Pakistan, so it's close to the border, and it's also a tourist destination. So we can ride to that, and it's all mountainous. So then we are planning to go to Turtuk and come back from Turtuk. And the next day, we are looking at Nubra Valley.
Okay.
And most probably from Nubra Valley, we may go to directly to Pangong.
Okay.
And Pangong is lake where, that India Hindi movie of Three Idiots that was shot there.
That was
Because
short
it's a
there. Okay.
very beautiful region with a beautiful lake which keeps changing color as the sun moves across the sky. The color of that water keeps on changing.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful location just to spend the time.
And you're
And
also you also been a good photographer, so I hope you bring some really good photographs to share.
I hope so too. I hope so too. It depends on the climate.
Yeah.
Because the problem here is when you do photography in these regions, it doesn't come out well because of the snow reflections.
Okay. Okay.
So you have to be very careful with how much you shoot, what you shoot, because the reflections are very bright. It
Right.
depends on the time we land at the place and where the sun is.
Yes.
So hope to get good photographs. Let's see. And from there, we will be going to a place called Sarchu.
Sarchu.
It's again part of Ladakh.
Yeah.
And from Sarchu, we will come to Manali, which is a holiday destination. And Manali to Chandigarh. And from Chandigarh, we'll put our bikes back on the train to get back to Bombay.
Bombay.
Now, there are a few things that comes to mind when you look at a trip like this, because what happens is Leh, when I go, as I said, we get three high motorable passes, world's highest motorable passes.
Yeah.
And at these levels, the oxygen levels are low.
Right.
So people get this mountain sickness kind of a thing, wherein they get into breathing problem, headache, and it can also be life-taking.
Yeah. It can be
It's a
fatal in
dangerous
some
thing.
cases.
It
Yeah.
can be fatal in some cases. So basically, what happens is all these passes, you are not expected to stop for more than 15 minutes because it will become very difficult for you to continue doing anything. You are
Right.
also not expected to do any physical activity, heavy physical activity like running or doing any of those sorts of things, because it will make attract that AMS onto you.
Right.
So you have to be very careful. Number one. Number two, there are two routes. Many people do multiple routes to Leh Ladakh because, as you can see, we went from Jammu Srinagar to Leh and we are coming back from Manali. You can actually go to Leh from Manali also, and which
And
is
come back the
many
other way
people,
around. Yeah.
yeah, or you can come back from Manali itself. Many people
Yes.
do that also.
Yeah.
But the why we decided to go from Jammu Srinagar is because when you go from via Jammu Srinagar, there is a gradual increase in elevation as you reach Leh.
Right.
So it becomes very comfortable
The body
for you,
gets time to acclimatize.
yeah, for your body to get acclimatized to the increasing elevation. It is gradual. So your body gets easily acclimatized. And by the time you are in Leh, you are comfortable with that altitude. And the chances of getting AMS gets reduced drastically. Whereas if you go from Manali, it's a sudden escalation elevation that keeps happening, and you reach it like you would reach it in 2 days' time.
Right.
And in that 2 days' time, the climb is very steep. So you can drive, but then the chances of getting AMS is higher. And
Right.
usually, as per government guidelines out there, you can fly into Leh. There is a airport and you can fly into Leh. But if
Right.
you fly into Leh, you are supposed to be in Leh for 2 days to acclimatize your body.
Right. Before starting
That's
to
a,
move around.
yeah, that's a government guideline, very clear guideline. So you need
Right.
to build that into your holiday trip because it's a very known, clear, and present danger for them.
Right.
So that's the impact of elevation, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, because this is a hilly region. So when you're going on these kind of a trips, you will actually have point to point and nothing in between.
Right.
You can reach a point, that's it. So when you are looking at something like this, you may have some eateries on the way, but
Right.
chances of getting a petrol pump are remote.
Right.
So if you're driving, you need
Or
to
or
carry
a
a
mechanic.
mechanic. Yes, mechanic also, you can hire a mechanic to
Go
help
with
you
you.
out with it. But
Yeah.
then, because if you have a group of 8 or 10 bikes, you can hire a mechanic to join and take your luggage with you. So that's also a service which is offered. So that you can put your luggage into that, and the mechanic is there with you, who can go
Right.
and do the advanced arrangements for you, and you can enjoy the ride.
Right.
Your main purpose is to ride. But then the bike I'm taking, Royal Enfield, has got service centers across these areas. So it's not that big an issue. Number one. Number two, the petrol that you need to carry, you need to budget for it properly, because this is a hilly region. So if you're getting, say, 35 kilometer per liter, here you may get 25 kilometer per liter, because it's not standard roads.
Right.
So you'll have to budget your fuel requirement accordingly and carry it.
Right.
You may have to carry things like medicines for AMS, oxygen cans, because if you
Right.
get into that issue, you will need to have oxygen, and that should be available. So all these are to be planned.
And you'll actually have jerry cans with petrol or gasoline.
Based on our trip, we don't think we will require that. Based on our schedule of the trip, the way we have planned, I don't think we will require that, because we have looked at petrol pumps availability across those points. 99% we won't require it, but we will still carry some extra petrol in case it is required.
Right.
So it's just a precaution. We don't think we would require it, but
And
yes.
oxygen tanks, you'll buy it in Delhi?
No, we will be buying it there in Srinagar, Jammu, or
Okay, before going into
Okay.
elevation, you'll buy it there.
yes, yes,
It'll be
yes.
cheaper
No,
there, and they are more used to selling oxygen tanks, I suppose.
no, why to carry extra luggage
Yeah, that's true.
for
That's
a
true.
longer period of time? So it's better we go there, and these are all things available there for tourists, because it's a known requirement.
And you can
So
return it and get your deposit back.
oh, no, these are small oxygen,
Okay.
like it's like your big what you call glass cleaner kind of a thing.
Okay.
So that kind of a size, some 1 liter, 20 liter, something like that. And
Right.
it's very small cans to carry, which is compressed oxygen, which you can take in case you need those oxygen things. And the other interesting thing about a trip like this is you don't do your bookings,
Right.
because you don't know whether you will reach the destination on that date, or you will be still halfway down the road. Because it all depends on the roads are open, the climate
Yeah.
is good. You have to be able to reach that location.
So what if you don't have accommodation? You'll
No,
put tents?
no, here the way it works out is nobody does this booking. Most of the riders who go there, they don't do booking,
Okay.
because they are not sure they will be reaching a particular destination where they have booked for that night.
Yeah.
Okay, so what they do is they keep it open, they go there, and even the dhabas or food outlets that you have, they arrange for tents for you.
Okay.
So you just have to tell them, okay, there are 5, 10 people here, so they will make arrangements for tents. They have extra tents available with them. They will charge you something for that, and they will provide you food, everything.
And
So
also warm blankets and all that.
they will have blankets and comforters and things available. So
Okay.
that we can take care of.
Right.
So it's not that bad. It may not be a 5-star accommodation or a constructed accommodation, but worst comes to worst, you will have these kind of tents available all across.
Right.
And it makes more sense, because you're just going to stay there the night.
Yes.
You're just going to stay there the night, and then next day morning, you're again going to start ride. So the earlier, every day, early morning you start, the better it is for you to cover a longer distance.
Right.
You may reach a destination early, but enjoy that destination in the evening.
Right.
So that's the kind of thought process that goes into these kind of trips.
Very nice, Kumar. So can you also give me an idea about the bike that you have right now, Royal Enfield? So is it a can you give us some background about Royal Enfield? I'm not a bike guy, so for those who are not bike guys, just a brief.
Okay. Royal Enfield is their brand Bullet. They
Right.
have a brand called model called Bullet.
Okay.
It's the world's longest surviving motorbike model in production globally.
Wow.
It's more than 100 years. That particular model has been manufactured continuously and sold.
Right.
Okay. Now that was their only prime model before, but then over a period of time, the management changed and young management came into play. So the young management, the current CEO is basically a motorbike enthusiast. So he actually did a lot of R&D and a lot of research, and he changed the whole setup of that company. And now they have launched a lot of new models, and they have come out with old models. They have removed all the pain points of the old models. And what I have is a Royal Enfield Meteor 350. It's a 350cc bike. It's a
Okay.
cruiser bike. So
Cruiser
it's
bike.
you have multiple categories of bikes. You have street, you have scramblers,
Cruiser
you
is
have
more comfortable.
cruiser. Cruiser is expected to be comfortable because it is meant for longer rides. It is
Yes.
not meant for speeding. So cruiser bikes, if you want to race it on a road, sadly, it will not keep up with others.
Right.
It's meant to sit in a relaxed manner, enjoy the view, and drive in a relaxed speed.
Right.
It's not meant for fast driving.
Right.
And it may not be so maneuverable also because you're expected to go on a long route. You can maneuver it comfortably in a longer routes.
Yeah, it's not a
Whereas
competitive bike. It's more of a
it's not a
rider's
sports
bike.
bike or it's not an adventure bike.
Yeah, it's for a rider who
There are
is
also
going to do
other
long
categories.
rides. Okay.
Correct. So if you have an adventure bike or a street bike, it will have faster acceleration because it needs to increase speed faster in order to go through some obstacles. Here, this is not the case. But that doesn't mean this will not do off-roading. This will not do other things. It will do it. It will do it at its own pace. It's got the power, and it's comfortable to ride, and it looks good.
And I remember when I had come to Dubai, you had a Harley Davidson.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah.
love driving. I used to drive a lot before, and then once I went into Dubai, Dubai licensing is a bit difficult. So I waited for a long time to get a two-wheeler license. And when I was ready, I went and got a license. And after the license, I got myself a Harley entry-level bike. It
Right.
was because till I got a Harley, I had driven 125cc bikes. So
Right.
the entry level bike in Harley was 750cc. So I was
Wow.
not confident I can take something like a 1200cc or a 1400cc and ride it. And that too at speeds at which Dubai roads operate,
Right.
120 to 140 kilometers per hour. So
Right.
that you need to build confidence. So
True.
I took the 750 with the point of view saying that at a later date, if I become much more confident, then I may go for a higher end,
Right.
higher capacity vehicle. And I took it on a lot of rides in Dubai, Ras Al Khaimah, other places from Dubai. A lot of rides we went on that, and it was very comfortable. Enjoyed it. And when given the custom duty involved, I decided to sell it and come back to India and
Yeah.
buy another bike. So
It will be
again, one
almost as much as what you paid for it in the first place in terms of
no,
custom
no,
duties. More than that?
it is 240% of the price of the
Wow. That's exorbitant.
bike.
Exorbitant. Yeah. And then you would have maintenance issues also.
No, no, and the best part was it was manufactured in India.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So
So you
anyway, Royal Enfield, I mean, we have been seeing it right from our childhood.
correct,
We have seen Royal Enfield, Bullet Enfield, and there was
correct,
another model called Java
correct.
bikes. They were all there at that time.
They
So I
have
think,
also been relaunched. Java SG have been relaunched.
right.
Those are also available in the market. They also have cruisers. And
Very nice.
in India, Royal Enfield is a kind of a cult status. Not only in India, globally, it has become one of the most popular retro bikes. The
Right,
category is called retro, which has got old world looks
right,
uh, and give a good performance. And the benefit that Royal Enfield has in this marketplace is that it is value for money
right,
because till now there were hardly any global manufacturers of motorcycles who are manufacturing a 350cc bike.
right,
They were all above 700, 800, 900. So this 350 being a smaller capacity engine, the price is also lower
right,
and it's very competitive globally. Now they have launched 650cc's. So that's being marketed now. So down the road, you may have more capacity on it. But 350, I have driven it and I find it to be more than comfortable because I am not into speed. I'm
right.
more into comfort, long rides.
Yeah.
So we have done a few long rides on this bike. I got it in January and now it's what 6 months and we have already done a few rides. to nearby state in Gujarat and Daman and Pune. I do regular trips for that. These are all nothing above 1,000, but these are good distances
Yeah.
and comfortable with it. So let's see how it goes.
That's nice. That's nice. So I wish you the very best for this trip. Bring us some good photographs, drive safe, ride safe, and come back safely and enjoy your important ride.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Well,
Thank you.
friends, that was my brother Kumar, and he's going on this trip on the 15th of this month. He's going to start the trip. So let's all wish him the very best. And I hope you liked this segment. If you did, please press a like out there, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye for now.